From a little girl watching and singing along with Quartet legends on stage to a now successful music promoter celebrating 13 years of bringing the sounds and messages of Quartet music to communities across the country. Cheryll Snell talks with the Christian Village News about what motivates her, the learning, bumps, and bruises earned along the way, and her upcoming blockbuster event. For the past 13 years, Cheryll Snell has brought the sounds of the Canton Spirituals, Darryl McFadden and the Disciples, the Mickens, Flossie Boyd Johnson and Favor, and many more to stages across the country. And in celebration, Snell is hosting what's being called a blockbuster event with a lineup of both national and local quartet artists. She says doing this work is a dream come true.
One of the things I love, and I think the rewards of being a promoter is because all of these groups, like the ones that's coming on my current event, all of these groups I used to watch as a little girl. And I'm a 3-year-old, 5-year-old, 8-year-old little girl sitting on the front row with Barbie socks, swinging my legs, looking at these guys. And now I book them. I stand on stage with them, So that's one of the rewards and very, very satisfying things that I get to do. So.
Despite working in her passion, Snell says getting started required being intentional and, like any other profession, learning from bumps and bruises along the way.
I say the first step of being bruised and bumped is when I did my first anniversary. It was 4 days before Christmas. And with promoting, I've learned as you go, you grow and you learn. So with promoting, you got to have major things. You got to have flyers. You have to have radio. You have to have that promoting, and you can't just do it on social media because everyone doesn't have social media and everybody wants the flyers and the tickets in their hand. You can do Eventbrite, but you can't always just do Eventbrite because a lot of people don't want to do anything online. But my first anniversary was 4 days before Christmas. I thought I may have done it right, but it was my first year. I don't know what I was doing. So I probably had like 50 people there, which was crazy. So it's very devastating to me. But one of the things, being who I was and how my relationship was with the artists, they always like, yeah, we still gonna do this program for you. And they was like, no, don't you give me money. Others like, don't give me money. Don't worry about it. I'll take whatever you have, different things like that, because you do have to pay every artist. You do have to pay them. And I have a few that say, hey, don't worry about me. I do have those. I've had some that were actually, when I pay them, they hand me money back. Great things like that. So that year was 2013. So that was very devastating. So I stepped back, redirected and, regrouped myself. And then I started doing it in February because when I was managing my son's first group, our anniversary was always like the fourth Sunday in February. So then I grabbed that date, and it's been times like I don't have to do that anymore, thank goodness. But it's been times like, again, the overhead of doing these events can be up there. Like this year is really up there. You have to depend on the door. So that's one of the things you don't want to have to do, is to depend on the ticket sales at the door, because you may not get what you need. So I've been blessed to be able to have those resources and funds, when the artists get there, because they do want their money. They want it,
Snell says her 13th celebration blockbuster event will be one for the books.
It's going to be happening at Brooklyn Baptist in West Columbia. It's going to kick off. I have a pre-show that's going to kick off at 2:00. Then the main stage hits at 3:00. I got my VIPs. They'll be able to get in like 12 o'clock or 12:15, depending on, how, because the lines sometimes be down the parking lot. So yeah, but yeah, I'm excited about that. And I have Harvey Watkins. Like I say, that's one of the groups. Harvey Watkins and the Canton Spirituals will be there. Also, George Dean, the Gospel 4 legend. Still, they're coming. They're coming out of Tennessee. Harvey Watkins is out of Mississippi. Then I have Bishop Darryl McFadden and the Singing Disciples. They're also known as DMD. They're coming out of Brooklyn, New York. And then I have the Mickens. The Mickens is a great group here out of Hopkins. So they're doing great things. I mean, they're just building and building. So they're always on the road. But the Mickens started out with me with my first anniversary. So yeah, so worked with them many, many years. I have Flossie Boyd Johnson. Flossie Boyd Johnson started with me when I was managing the other group. So she's been there every year as well. She's out of Bishopville. Then I have the Sonny Brown Experience. Now, the Sonny Brown Experience, the lead singer is my son, my oldest son. Yeah. And he's also my pastor. So he was the one that had the Little Sonny and the Peacemakers. Then he went with the Fantastic Volunteers. They took him out when he was like 19. And then he left the Volunteers and he went with the Swanee Quintet and he stayed with them for about 8 years. And then my daughter-in-law, his wife, Blessed, they're out of Appleton, Georgia. So they're going to be there. So then I went to Tennessee and I have a group called Donnie and Daryl's Joy Boys. So they're out of Tennessee. And then I have Pastor Lee Burgess in Resurrection. He's a group that I booked for as well. And then I have trying to look at the front of my flight. Tim Fry, so he's out of Tupelo, Mississippi. Going from my memory. He's out of Tupelo, Mississippi. And then I have Sister Mary Myers and the Team of Joy. So they're out of Orangeburg. Krista and I, we're on radio together pretty much almost every Sunday morning. I go on her time and different things like that. So Deacon Brown and Harmonizer 6, that's my brother. He's the one I be on the radio with 8:30 every Sunday morning. Then I have the Gospel Originals. That's my bishop. That's my son's father-in-law. So you can see it's a family affair. And then I went up to Alexandria, Virginia, and I have a group called the Sensational Singing Angels. So I have them as well. And on the flyer, it's a mime ministry. Well, just a mime choreographer, minister, and that's my baby boy. So he's the mime choreographer. Then my daughter will be there because she's a baker. So she's a vendor.